another podcast of my crafting roundup here on YouTube. This is episode, let me check, I've written notes, 31. And if you don't know who I am, if you're new to the channel, my name is Dawn. Little background info on me. I'm from Manchester, which is the northwest of England, but for, I think it is actually 24 years now, I've been living in the Netherlands, just on the border of Amsterdam. I live here with my partner Lawrence, who's from South Africa, and our sons Joshua and William, who were born here, and our little dog Jack. And I also have another channel here on YouTube. It's called Dawn's Days, and it's a vlog channel. I'll leave a link below. I'll leave a link below to all of my socials where you can find me, and timestamps in the description box below, and where possible links. If I can't find a link, I'll just put a little bit of text so you can Google something yourself. So yeah, I have a vlog channel. You can also find me on Instagram with @DawnsDays. My Instagram account is about 95% crafting. So if you want to see what I'm up to in between podcasts, that's where you can find me. And I also host another group on Facebook. It's called Crafty World 1. It's very, very quiet. I've been a terrible admin of that group. And yeah, I haven't got the headspace to put into it right now. But, you know, it's there. I'm not closing it down. And, you know, people can post if they want to. It's an open group. So I think that's everything about the channel. I have got a very, very boring Nescafe coffee in my English Starbucks mug. That was a gift from my lovely friend Nicola, who is also British and lives in the Netherlands in my village and loves to knit and crochet. What more can you ask from a friend? I have to drink it quick, it's going cold. I'm going to give a little disclaimer. I've got you're sat right in front of the window of my craft room. I think a lot of places in Europe, it's the same old story, the weather. It's very strange. Yesterday, I got a little bit sunburnt. I think it was like 23, 24, but enough, you know, it was quite hot, sunny. Now today it's very overcast. It's not cold. It's very overcast. I'm looking at the sky. It's quite dark grey over that way. We've had like a very small shower, but it just feels very humid and like the sky's pressing down on you. I've had to open the window because, as it is with ladies of a certain age, I'm already susceptible to hot flushes. So with the hot flushes and the weather, I'm dying. I'm very, very hot. It doesn't help drinking a hot coffee, but it's not hot anymore. It'll be iced coffee by the time I finish waffling. So yeah, I've got the window open. So it is very quiet today, but you might hear, you know, kids playing, cars coming and going. I live quite close to Schiphol Airport, which is the Amsterdam airport. Maybe my neighbours are chit-chatting outside, but yeah, if I want to get this podcast done, I need to try and sort of let some air through, but there's hardly any wind. Anyway, that was a long waffle. So my format is pretty much the same every episode. I start with a little life update, because I know not everybody watches the vlogs or is aware of my vlogs on the other channel, or is interested in vlogs. You know, it's a certain type of genre that you either are or you aren't. Personally, I love vlogs, which is why I vlog myself. So I'll give you a little update of what I've been up to between the podcasts, and then I go by topic. So I don't do I go by craft. Sorry, I don't do you know, this is what I finish and then move on to what I'm working on. I'll stick to the crafts. It just makes it easy with the timestamps, that if a certain craft isn't for you, you can, you know, skip it or go back to it. In today's episode, we have knitting, crochet, sewing, and a brand new hobby craft to me that I have spoken about on the vlog, and I'm absolutely thrilled to bits with how that went. So that was exciting, and I've got a lot of incoming, and incoming's kind of wrapped up with the future projects, I think. So and then the other thing I'm going to, I've got a timer on the top of my camera. I'm going to be checking the time, because last month's podcast I just rabbited on for over an hour, and then the file was corrupted, and it was just terrible trying to fix it. So I've worked out that I can't go over 40 minutes seems to be the sweet spot. So I'm going to keep an eye, and then every like 30 minutes or after I've spoke about a particular craft, I'll just, you know, for you it'll be like a nanosecond, but I'll just keep pausing the video. That's why I'm keeping an eye on the time. My gosh, are we ever going to get into the crafting? We're 5 minutes in already. I do apologise. So I thought we'd start with knitting, and I thought I would actually show you, because occasionally I do finish things. I know it seems that I'm forever starting things and wanting to start things and planning to start things, but I thought I would just show you. I did finish Lawrence's socks. So even though it's sweltering, it's very hot, they're actually a lot longer than my sock blocker, and they are a snug fit. They're not too tight, but he said, oh, they're snug. But as I explained to him, they're wool. They will mould to his feet. And if Lawrence hates baggy socks, so it's better that they are a snug fit now, and then he can, you know, his feet will wear into them. So I've got, oh my gosh, I've got a pair of socks. It's been so long that I don't have the belly band anymore. I spoke about this. So if you're interested, it's Alize. That's the brand. And I think it's 75% wool and 25% polyamide. And it's just this self-striping. It's lovely. It's very, you know, it's very suited to Lawrence's colour palette. And yeah, so that's in time for when the weather turns. And then he likes to wear Doc Martens, amongst other things. So these will keep his toes lovely and warm, because he walks our dog about 3 or 4 times a day, come rain, sun or snow. So yeah, I finished them. It's the first pair of socks I've ever knitted for another person. I've been asking the boys and asking Lawrence, would you like some socks? Would you like some socks? And they all keep saying no, no, no. So I got sick of asking, and I just said to Lawrence, oh, I'm knitting you some socks. And he went, oh, okay. So he said he'll wear them. We'll see. I'll probably have to bully him into wearing them just for my own satisfaction. And I'm going to be honest, I don't have an urge to cast on another pair, although I have got something in the knitting section that I'm kind of toying with the idea of. But yeah, I don't know, my sock Joe, you know, my mojo, my sock Joe. Sorry if you can hear slamming. I've got all the windows open, and then the you know, the boys are up, and so if a little gust of wind comes, it just, you know, it sounds like people are slamming doors when it's actually the wind slamming the doors. I do apologise. Maybe you can't even hear it. We don't know. But yeah, I'm just really, I'm just not into my socks at the moment, which isn't like me, because I love to knit socks. But I'm just not, I don't know, I'm just not feeling it. But I'll talk about that in a minute. We'll just talk about another little project. So as you know, every month I have subscribed to the newsletter from lovely Carlene, who's kitchen sink shop, here on YouTube also, and on Instagram and other platforms. She has her own website, her own blog, and if you sign up to a newsletter every month, you get a free dishcloth pattern, and she'll usually do something extra with it, like something cute or like a recipe or something. It's very lovely. It's I look forward to it every month. I've been actively joining in for 3 or 4 years now, and this year I've kept on top. I've knitted every single pattern, because, you know, some years I'll sort of lapse and then I'll knit a few in one go. So I'm actually chomping at the bit, you know. I'm like, oh, when's the next pattern coming? It's usually the first of the month. So this year's theme, I think it's musicals. I stand corrected, but I do know this month's pattern is Footloose. So, and I'm only knitting mine from scrap. So this is the pattern, and it's a cotton, but it seems to be a lot of stretch in it. And I don't know where the belly band is. It was literally I shopped from Stash, but you can see it actually looks nice from both sides. Actually, it looks like a basket weave. Is that the? I don't even know if that's the front or the back. No, actually, I'm sorry about that. That's the front. It's a nice knitted border around it. I haven't blocked it. I haven't done anything with these dishcloths, and one of them is in my doll's house. If you don't know, I have a very, very old fixer-upper doll's house as a blanket on the 4-poster bed, and because I've knitted them in all kinds of cotton, you know, they're all really mishmash. I should actually take the time. I mean, here's one. I actually use this as not a mouse mat, but because I have my Pandora bracelets, when I'm old-fashioned, I like a mouse, I put it under my wrist on my my fold-down office here. So they're all over the house. You know, I find them, I just like looking at them, but I should actually gather all of them and see if I could start stitching some together. But you can see, I mean, look at the difference in that, because I use different weight and that, you know, cotton, and so I think they would make a lovely blanket. But anyway, if you really, you know, I know I talk about this every month, but you know, I admire Darlene. I think she does such a great job. She's also a knitting designer, and she makes project bags as well. She has a shop, but you know, she's been so consistent, and it's a lot of work to do these things. So yeah, that's my finished dishcloth, and as I said, we're all up to date, so I'm super happy. Now, how are we doing for time? I'm going to take a slip because I'm quite excited about this. In the last podcast, if you watched it, I told you that I went to the new, I think, is it called, I have to always look at the initials, Stephen and Penelope. I always want to say Penelope and Stephen. Did it used to be that? I don't know. Penelope and Stephen and Penelope yarn shop here in Amsterdam. We're very lucky here in the Netherlands that we have this super famous, talented knitting designer and yarn dyer, Stephen West, and him and his friend Penelope have a store in Amsterdam, and I think it was in May they moved location. They'd been just off Dam Square for a long time, and then they've moved. So if you're interested, or if you're planning on visiting the shop, if you go back to episode 30, at the end of that episode, I've given you a little tour of the shop and I explained, you know, where it is in Amsterdam. You can also go on the website. So anyway, in the last episode, I told you that I'd been to the shop and I'd made some quite expensive purchases, but I was in the shop, I got caught in the moment, and I had a particular project in mind. And I distinctly recall saying that I am not going to cast it on until the cooler months, so autumn onwards. I couldn't help myself. Not only did I cast it on, I finished it. I finished it. So this is, it's the Glow Hair Frost Scarflet. And I'm going to tell you, I've been totally enabled by my lovely friend Karen, who's also here on YouTube, Stitches and Jacks. Many of you all know Karen, and also you all know Jeanette, who's Crafty Clegs Creations here on YouTube and other platforms. And both the ladies, we're very, very close friends. I've been away with the ladies, went to Yarndale a few years ago. Jeanette's been over here a few times to see me. So whenever your friends are working on something, you know, it's very difficult, isn't it? You know, so they enabled me, and I was itching to cast it on. And I'm going to tell you, this was what the start. I've blocked it, but I forgot to weave this is the start, the beginning. And I think I went wrong somewhere around here. I think I did. I'm not sure. And then so you work in these segments, and as I said, it's a scarflet. And you've got like these little leaves, and then it goes to these like eyelets kind of thing, and then these cables. Really enjoyed knitting the cables. This is the thickest section. Then you start on the decrease, and then it's, I think I went wrong here because I've got like a rogue row on its own, but it's fine. And then I don't know if these were leaves, or I don't know, some lace work, and then it finished off. I don't know if that is that a seed stitch, I can't remember. And then it finishes off. And it is a scarflet, so I've already decided. So you can wear it many ways. Shall I do a little model for you? So you can just wear it as a regular, sorry, my hair's damp because I've not long got out of the shower. So you can just wear it as a regular, like a little scarf, also nice. I am going to wear mine as, so it's got a curved, it's got a bottom and a top. So this is the top, the straight edge. I'm going to wear mine, I've already decided, as a cowl. And then what you can do, because the ends are quite thin, you can just put a little, I won't do it now because I probably won't get it off, but I'm going to wear mine as a little cowl and tie the ends together, or you could put a little brooch in it. So this would be how I'm going to wear mine in the winter. It's a shame really, because you don't see a lot of the, you know, the stitching, but you know, it's lovely. It's really, really nice. I'm actually tempted to do another one. Now, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to be totally honest. As I've said, it's absolutely full of mistakes. The fact that I've managed to do this and my concentration isn't the best at the moment is, you know, it's a miracle. It's a knitting miracle. It's full of mistakes. However, such is the pattern, and because you hold two strands together, I'll show you in a second, you can kind of, if you crochet, you'll know what I mean. Like with crochet, if you go wrong, you can fudge it. If you drop a stitch, you can grow it, you can lose it. You know, it's very easy to just fix things with crochet as you go. And it's harder to do with knitting, especially lacework. But I did find that this pattern, if you're not bothered about your mistakes, nobody's going to look at this and think, oh, there's a stitch missing there. As long as you maintain the stitch counts, which I did in the sections, it doesn't matter. You can make mistakes and it's fine. So yeah, this is, shall I pose? I can do a what they call a thumbnail. You don't see all the, I have taken some pictures. There's a thumbnail. So what did I knit mine in? If you missed the last episode, I'm going to tell you, because you're going to fall off your chair now. Just brace yourself. I've weighed how much yarn I've got left. I know, I never do that. But I paid for these 2 skeins of yarn that I bought from their shop. I paid €66, which is a lot of money. I would never go in a shop and buy a little scarf for €66. Forget it. So I really wanted to make sure that, you know, I had enough, because I wasn't going to buy a new skein. What I did plan is, because I am, if you've been around for a while, especially from my old podcast when I hosted it on Dawn's Days, you'll know that I am a yarn dyer. And I thought, I've still got plenty of yarn, raw yarn at my workshop, which is, I'm pointing there because it's the art centre where my studio workshop is. I thought, I'm just going to dye my own, because I can easily dye this colour. I've got these colours, or know how to make them. But I didn't have to, because I had more than enough. I bought 200, I bought 2 skeins of yarn. Sorry, I'm rustling. I didn't, you know, and I'm a sewer. I make my own, I've randomly got one here. I make my own project bags. I did used to sell them, but that's a whole other story. And I've been walking around with it in the Stephen and Penelope paper bag that it came in. I don't know why, it's just so bonkers. Anyway, well, I can throw it away now. So I'll tell you what I knitted. The mohair is by Walk, is it? Yeah, and it's kid mohair lace. The colour is Swimming Pool, and it's a German brand. 72% mohair, 28% silk, and it was 50-gram ball, 420 meters. So I've weighed it. This is the mohair. That's the ball band. This is in the colour Swimming Pool. And I have 28 grams left. So I used just a smidgen over half the skein on the whole scarflet. And then the main colour, the ball of wool, the yarn, this is Life in the Long Grass. It's a merino hide twist sock, and it's 100% superwash merino wool, and the skein was it's a 100-gram skein, and it's a 365 meter, and the colour is Aurora, Aurora, if I don't know if the camera's picking that up. That's what I've got left, and I've got 46 grams. Now, when I was talking about the oh, don't they look lovely? When I was talking about my missing sock joe, what I actually thought, this would make lovely contrasting cuff, heel and toes for socks. So I'm tempted, because I did knit one sock of a Stephen West. Oh, I can't remember. It was some kind of knit along, and every week you got the next section of the pattern. It wasn't this year's. It was, I'm sure it was last year's. I knitted one, something steps, was it, or something stairs? I can't remember the name of it. And I bought really nice hand-dyed wool, and I only knitted one sock, and I got fed up with it. I didn't like the pattern. So somewhere in my stash, I've got like this really like bright pink or a lime green. So I'm tempted to go and look in my stash and just do a pair of jazzy socks for myself. Actually, the more I'm saying it out loud to you, the more I'm thinking, I fancy doing that. How are we doing for time? It's quite cold, that. I quite like cold coffee though. Crochet. Let's move on to the crochet. So, I know I keep harping on about this, but I feel like my itch has been scratched now. So just bear with me, because I have to show you. As you know, I became obsessed with the South Bay Charlotte, which is, if you subscribe to the Lion Brand newsletter, it's a free pattern. If not, you have to pay for it, but it is a free pattern if you subscribe for free. So I have a Lion Brand account. I never order anything from them, but it was a free pattern. However, just get the pattern for the rows and everything, and then follow the Kiki's Crochet video that I put in last month's podcast, and follow her tutorial. That's what I say. Pattern is just for the numbers. How to do it, follow Kiki Crochet, because the written pattern's dreadful, but it tells you, you know, how many you need, etc. So I finished. I bought. I don't know if I remember. I don't remember if I've shown you this. This is my fourth one now. So in last month's podcast, I have to remember to do this. So I'm going to try and sort of do like a little thumbnail pose with it, like I'm deranged. So the first one I crocheted. So when Jeanette was over, she came here in May. We'd seen this at the Wool Man. It's a wool store here in the Netherlands, and he's always at my market on a Friday, although not for 3 weeks. He's told me he's on holiday at the moment. I have with good authority. We'd seen it hung up, and it wasn't knitted in the recommended yarn. We both fell in love with it. We saw the yarn. We thought it was Scapers. It wasn't. It was Alize. And again, I don't know where the belly band is. But if you go to episode 30, I've got all the links and references for that. And then I said to Jeanette, right, come on, let's make this our project that we do together whilst you're visiting me. So I treated Jeanette to a ball. So it was really, I wanted her to have like a real Dutch dawn, you know, thing that she'll always, you know, have and remember. So Jeanette finished her shawl. It's beautiful. She went for like all turquoises. If you watch her, you would know it. I became a little bit obsessed with it. So my shawl, it was in like a real bright cerise pink. I gifted it to my mum. I already told you about this. And then in last episode, I did one in like greens, like khaki greens, sage greens and cream, and then I did a teal one with the same ombre, and I really wanted a pink one, so then I bought this nice, it's like a salmon coral pink, and I work from the ball inside out, and it can get a bit tangly, so it's this beautiful, it's a little bit more pink on in real life than camera. It's almost like a salmon, and then you can see it, you know, the ombre on it, and then this is the darkest shade that it ends up. So the ombre on this is stunning. Chuffed to bits with it, and I've kind of scratched my itch now. I think you'll all be breathing a sigh of relief that we're done with the South Bay Charlotte, kind of. I didn't weigh how much I've got left, but I did see. Now I've just put it somewhere safe, and now I really have to do a clean up in my craft room. What have I done with it? I've literally just had it. Is it my little... Yeah, here it is. I found the leftover. So this is the kind of... I don't know how much it weighs. This is left over from the teal one, but the other little balls are downstairs, are probably about, yeah, a centimetre less in diameter. So you've not got loads left, but I've kept them all because it's really nice yarn. It's actually acrylic, even though it feels like cotton, and it crochets like cotton. I think it'd be nice to knit with as well. However, oh, you know, I've just realised I didn't do a life update. I went straight into knitting. That was a bit stupid of me. Let me carry on with the crochet, and then I'll give you. We'll do the life update at the end. That's what we'll do. We'll do the life update at the end. Make a note, life update, because I do have quite a lot to share with you. Yeah, so I had a little holiday. I'm going to tell you in the life update, and I wanted to do something. This pattern is stuck in my brain. So again, with the same Alize cotton or acrylic, it's like silk effect. I cast the same pattern on in white, and that's as far as I've got. And I don't feel like doing anything else on it, so I'm going to save it. I'm not frogging it because, you know, it's in my brain now. I'm going to save this as car crochet, because I have done a little bit in the car, and you know, it won't get wasted. It might be one of those whips that takes, you know, years to finish, but it's fine. Right, I need some help with this. I'm hoping somebody out there is going to be able to help me. If you subscribe to Claire Garland's newsletter, now and again she gives you a free pattern, either a knitting or crochet pattern, and this landed in my email, I don't know, not that long ago, maybe a couple of months ago, and I saw it and I fell in love. Now I think she's done a knitted version of this, and I think I did knit it. I'm pretty sure it was from Claire Garland. I knitted it all and I didn't bother sewing it together, and I don't know where the pieces are, and it was a really nice knit, so I should get that again. So it's Crochet Duckling, and it's free patterns, so I'm not giving anything away. This is what it looks like, and I thought, no, don't cast anything new on. So when I finished my socks, I finished the shawl, I finished the scarflet, finished the dishcloth, and I was like, right, come on, you give yourself permission now. So I cast it on. However, I've become stuck. So you start with the head. I'm crocheting mine. Again, it's from Stash, and I frogged it from something else. Scheepjes Soft Fun. And this is in the colour Mustard, which is 2621. And I thought that's a nice vintage duckling kind of colour. And then I've got all stitch markers in it. So these are for the eyes. Sorry, these are the eyes, beginning of round, top of the beak, bottom of the beak. Up to now, super clear. There's photos in it. And then I get to, on the head, round 14. And this is where I'm confused, because I think I've got, I don't know, like 27 stitches on this now, I think, without counting it. I've definitely got 20 plus stitches, which is correct. I've triple checked it, I'm correct. But on round 14, it tells you to, this is US terms. There is a UK version available, but I crochet US terms. Single crochet 14 stitches, and then place a marker in the front loop of the 14th single crochet, and that marks the bottom of the beak. Very clear. Single crochet 3. So that would be 17 stitches in total, and then make a slip stitch into one chain from start of the round. So I'm like, one chain from the start of the round. Hold on, let me get my... So the start of the round is here, and I'm here, so that means that's not right. So you're going to squish the duck's head. So I'm trying to work this out, and I'm thinking, no, maybe it's just a typo. It can happen. Maybe you have to just continue and then slip stitch into there. So then I fast forwarded to row 15, and no, it's right. The stitch count where we're up to now is right, because the round 15, I've counted it and there isn't 27 stitches in there, and there's no decreases here. So and I've looked, these figures in it, and it says see figure 14. So I printed all of this off because I know that there's pictures with it, and I haven't got an iPad. And then so figure 14 is this, which is where I'm up to. So I'm completely baffled. So I can't frog this, I can't fudge this because I'm clueless. I'm tempted to just carry on, but I thought I'm going to film the podcast. I'm going to ask you guys, maybe, just maybe, one of you have crocheted this, or you're also struggling with the pattern. Let's see if we can help each other out. And then if not, I'm sure I can email Claire Garland. I'm sure most designers are quite friendly and helpful. I mustn't lose my... I wonder where that hook was from. I'll just weave that in there because I'll forget what... Well, I won't forget because I can look through previous podcasts and I'll know what hook I used. Okay. So that's... Yeah, that's... Yeah, I think that is all the crochet. Oh, I've got to talk about. Yeah, because I have got plans. I'm kind of thinking I might do stuff, but... you know, it's no point mentioning it because I'm still thinking things over. So, sewing. Let's go on to the sewing. Not got much to share with you, but I think I've shown you. Jeanette and I bought. I don't know if it's like a napkin or a tea towel or something. I don't know, from Dylan Camille. We both bought one each and we were going to embroider it. And then Jeanette went to Frome to her daughter's Katie's place for a little holiday, and she was embroidering hers, and I've been embroidering mine. So this is, yeah, it's a napkin, the size of it. So you can see it's got all these beautiful flowers on it. And then I said to Jeanette, oh, that'd be lovely embroidered. So we've both been embroidering, and I've not done much. I've not been doing any fancy stitches. Most of it is just like these straight stitches. Done some leaves, and then most of it's just been done with French knots, but some of them have used 3 or 4 strands and some of them have used just 2 strands. So it's been nice. I've had it at the side of the sofa and I've just been doing a little bit. So I'm really enjoying that. The only thing, that's also a question, I wouldn't mind doing something in between. What do you think? I don't know if I want to do French knots all over it, but I'm thinking, once it's embroidered, what do I do with it? Jeanette was talking about maybe sewing, making a bag or something with it. I suppose I could do that. I just feel like I want to fill the gaps in a bit more. There's a bit too much space. What do you think? I'm asking you a lot of questions this episode. If you don't know, you don't know. It's fine. And then the other thing, I've seen a few people have inspired me. Penny from Penelope's Chinwag and lovely Helen from Mouse Makes Pod, and then also Jeanette. I think they've enabled Jeanette to try these quilt as you go. So I think 1 or 2 episodes ago I've shown you that I'd bought some quilt rulers off Amazon, all different sizes except square, but it's fine. So with the largest size hexie, is it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, is that a hexagon? I don't know, but anyway, so I've already snipped out a little stack, and I've got this cotton batting that I bought off Amazon, and I can't remember if I shared this in the podcast. It was definitely in the vlog. I bought some bankruptcy stock from a fabric store. It must have been from it. I didn't buy it directly. We've got a store in the Netherlands that buys bankruptcy and sells it, and I bought meters and meters of this beautiful white cotton. I thought, just use the white cotton. This is just cheap. I'm not using my good stuff till I figured out if I like it or not. So I'm just making a little pile, and it's all going to be hand stitched. I need to cut out more of the backing. and I'll see how I get on, if I like it or not. I'm sure I will. I mean, I like English paper piecing, which is basically, you know, I'm just not a fan of the cutting out. But anyway, I've got a little basket here with my sewing bits and bobs. That's, as I said, it's next to the sofa. So that it is the sewing, but I've got some other sewing to share in the incoming. I'm trying to think. I'm talking to myself. Right, how are we doing? We're good. I'm going to drink some cold coffee. Now, I would have told you this in the life update, but we're just going to jump straight in, and I'll just remember not to repeat myself. If you've watched the vlog, you'll know about this, and if you follow me on Instagram, you'll also know about this. But in the art centre, as I said, where my workshop / studio is, we have we have over 50 artist units in there now, and some of them occasionally do a workshop. And you know, there's you can do painting courses, there's all kinds of stuff you can do. And there is there's a place in there that does wood turning, like on a, you know, on a lathe. And so me and my friend Emily, we I was giving her a little tour around the art centre, and Ernst, the owner, was there, and then we got chatting, and then he said, oh yeah, I do courses. So Emily and I said, let's do a course. So it was a 6-hour workshop. So you did 3 hours, 3 hours, 2 evenings, and then it went on longer than we expected because it was in the middle of a heat wave, and so we had to delay it. Anyway, we finished the workshop about 2 weeks ago now, as I'm filming this, and I've made 2 things, and I've shown you already on the vlog, so you know, maybe you want to see it again. So this is beech. It fell on the floor, so the little candle thing's a bit squished, but we'll do the good side. So the course was, we had like a table leg kind of thing of beech wood, and there we learned how to use the lathe, safety, different kinds of woods. It was very informative. It was great class. And then we learned how to do sort of like, you know, concave, concurve. You know, you can see this is like got a curve, this got a curve, this one goes out, and then this was the practice piece. And then he said, well, do you want to, and it was a lot longer, it was about this long. He said, do you want to turn it into something? So I said, well, I'm going to chop this rough bit, I'd like to make a candlestick. So this is my practice piece, and then I just gave it a really fine sand. It could do with another coat of oil on it, because it feels a little bit, you know, it's very smooth, but it just could do with a little bit more oil on it. But I'm thrilled to bits with that. That's where it was marked to sit on the lathe, and I sanded that so it's super smooth. So it's candlestick, and then we still had some time, so we said, what else do you fancy doing? And I have needed a new light pull. I have a cord light in the bathroom, the family bathroom, and I've not been able to find like a nice, you know, pull for it. I've been looking for years actually, and the only ones I can find are like ceramic, and it's tiled, so if it swung it will probably shatter. So I said, fancy making a you know, a light pull cord, and I had to explain what it was, and we drew a picture, and then he said, I've got just a perfect piece of wood for you. So this is made from laburnum, and it's actually from his friend's garden. He trimmed a laburnum tree down. Ernst, who owns the company, took some of the wood, and he's been drying it out, because you have to dry it out because it will obviously shrinks. There's a lot of moisture in it. And he said, what do you think? So I looked at it and I said, definitely. So it was kind of branch shape anyway, and then so I've made this. So, and what I need to do is put a little hole and a little eyepiece in it, but I've purposely not been doing it because I wanted to show you in the podcast. So you can see all like these striations, and then so the branch was like this, so it sat like that, but then I've done it that way, and I've, you know, and on the lathe I've been turning it to make this point, and I cannot tell you how smooth it is. This has had a very generous slurp of oil, and it's got like these are like, it's not cracks, they're like where the sap was in. So you put a little spot of glue in it, you know, just to fill it out. And it just, oh, it's so tactile. After I'd finished it, my friends come over and one of them said, oh, this is making any sense. Stress toy. It just feels so tactile. And you can still smell the oil in it. It's beautiful. So I haven't got any plans to make anything else, something else. But I know after the summer, he's added us to, he's got a WhatsApp group. And you can do other courses with him, or you can go and work on his lathe and buy wood from him for a couple of hours. So, you know, I'll keep an eye out for that and figure out, you know, what else I want to make. But I'm thrilled to bits with that. So that was, you know, my exciting new... I've gone all like relaxed as I'm touching it, talking about it. Just honestly, it just feels so soothing. So, yeah, that was the woodworking segment. So exciting, loved it. My Uncle Mal, he lives in the UK, he's got a little workshop in his garden and he does wood turning and furniture building and restoration. He went to I think he went to college to after he retired actually, and he gets commissions to build stunning furniture. It's beautiful. He's actually, I've got a very, very old chair that was gifted to me by an old my mum's cousin, so a second cousin of mine, and she's long passed away now. I think it was from a nunnery, and it was beautiful, but one of the arms was missing off it. So my uncle made a new arm from scratch. He's just very good. That was years ago. I should dig that out actually. It's in the storage in the roof. Anyway, a waffle. I took pictures and I shown him, and he said that's not bad for a beginner, which is high praise indeed from Uncle Mal. It's not one with words. Anyway, I'm going to just pause again. Right, now I'm going to do the incoming, and then at the end I'll do the life updates. Because, yeah, I've got some stuff to tell you about. So, and I'll incorporate some crafty plans in the life update. That's what I'll do. So from this bankruptcy stock person, I went with a friend a couple of weeks ago. I did vlog it. We did plan to go thrifting, but we only went to that one shop and came back to my house and sat in the garden for the rest of the day. It was lovely. But I think he gets a lot of not only fabric but like haberdashery stock. I've bought a lot of things from him over the last few years, but one of the things, I've never seen him have kits before, and I don't know, I think I paid a couple of euro for this. It's a DMC embroidery kit, and I've not started it yet because, you know, I wanted to show you, and it's classed as easy. And so you get all the floss and everything in it, and it's just these two cute little cactus, and you get the thread, and this, I hate separating the silks, so it's already separated for you. So I thought that'll be a really cute little make, and it's DMC, so you know it's good quality. I thought that would be a cute little make, so I'm going to pop that now I've shown you in my basket. Because I thought, you know, cross stitch and embroidery kits are quite expensive. They're nice, but yeah, I thought, well, I'll give it a go, because technically it's not, it isn't cross stitch, even though it looks like it's on Ada, the fabric. I don't know if your camera's picking that up. It is definitely embroidery, so I thought it'll be good practice for me, you know, doing straight lines. And then this, oh my gosh, I'm showing you because it's future plans, but also in case, you know, maybe you can get hold of some. The wool man, who was the guy from the market, he's also got an online shop as well. I was walking past last week, I think it was, so showing this in the vlog, maybe, or maybe it's yet to go, I don't know. And I grabbed it, caught my eye, said, can you save this, I'll come back for it later. And he was selling these for 15 euros, and he said he thought he just grabbed it from the wholesalers. Not many, a few. In fact, I think when I went to pick it up, I think there was only like one or two left. They didn't catch my eye, but this, he only had one of these. Otherwise, I would have picked one up for Jeanette, because I'm sure she'd love it. he was selling them for €15, and it's a Scapiers kit. Everything's in it apart from the hook, I think. And he thought that maybe they're going to stop with these kits or rebranding. That's why the wholesalers were selling them off cheap. So, you know, have a look. If you have a local supplier, you might be able to pick up these kits. So in it, it's skill level 2, they've said. And the instructions are in English, Dutch and German. And in it is, yeah, the only thing you don't get the music box because it is like a mobile. In it is all these Scapiers yarn and the hoop, like so. And I think they're Katona. I've not even opened it yet, actually. I'm saying all this is in it. I've not even checked. Oh, you get the filling as well. So you get, oops, sorry, you get the filling. Oh yeah, they are little balls. I've actually probably got all these in stock. Looking at these colours, yeah, I have. I think I've got all these colours. What's in this? I've not opened it. I've been holding it off to do a little show and tell. Is it safety eyes? No. One little wooden bead. Okay. We'll look on the front cover in a minute and see what that's for. Yeah, hoop and more Katona and the instructions. Oh yeah, that's the little wooden bead for the top of the narwhal. So I think you get the idea. It's a hot air balloon, narwhal, clouds, star, moon. So, and it's designed by Sarah Jane Hicks. So even if you don't want to get the kit, have a look. Maybe you can buy or, you know, get hold of the pattern. But I thought for €15, I mean, I couldn't even buy all that yarn for that. So I pop that all back in, and then I've got a few things to finish. So I don't know if I'll work on this by the next episode, but at least I'm showing you the kit. That's an incoming. And then, oh, the other thing, in the last episode, I shown you that I'd been working on a junk journal. I have paper crafted for years and years and years, and I have made, you know, junk journals or scrapbooks as they used to be known back in the day. And I do a lot of paper crafting for my doll's house. I've done card making, you know, so I have got a lot of supplies. But Jeanette actually bought me a couple of copies of it over with her, and I've been reading them on Readly for a couple of years now. But Lawrence treated me to a subscription to Daphne's Diaries, but it's the Dutch version, obviously. I'm not gonna lie, it took a while to come through. So this is, I think this is the July edition. So in the Netherlands and Belgium it's €9.95. And I've only just flipped through it, but there's some, you always get free things in it, you know, to make and get papers, and it's lovely. Now I've had a flick through, I really like this. Isn't that beautiful? I've missed, maybe I can print them out, but there's going to be a row of like little Dutch houses you can see in the top corner. The only thing I'm a bit miffed about, and Lawrence called them first to say, where's the magazine? But also when I signed up, you got like a free, like a cotton, like a beach blanket or something it was. And the colours look beautiful. And I said to Lawrence, oh, you know, I really like that. It looked nice on the boat, or can use it in the garden. And it's not arrived. So he called them, and then the guy he spoke to said it comes directly from the supplier. So I don't know. If it doesn't come, I'm going to be cross, because we've spoke to them several times now. So anyway, what I'll do, if you're interested, every time I get a new edition, I'll just share it with you. You can have a look. So there's all kinds of, you know, cut out things. And then so that's why I wanted to tell you about the life update at the beginning. There's something I'm going to tell you about in a minute. But yeah, there's just lovely stuff. And even if it's not intended for scrapbooking, you can cut the graphics that they're using it, or photos, you can just cut them all out. I mean, look at that. It's a poem. It's in Dutch, obviously. So that was a nice treat from Lawrence. Lovely, lovely. One more thing, and then I'm going to go to the update, because, as I said, I've got some crafty stuff to share with you. I'm a craftaholic. There's not many crafts I haven't done, frankly. And one of the things that I do sporadically, and I've been doing it for years, is I like working with clay. I like working with polymer clay. I also like making things with just, you know, air dry clay. I'm thinking what else. I've done bronze sculpting. You know, I like the modelling thing. I've not got any here. One of the things that one of the things that I became really obsessed with, I think it was last year, the year before, I don't know, was making little toadstools out of polymer clay and painting them. And I did them in like little walnut shells, and, you know, I've got a few dotted around the house. I think Jeanette's got one, actually. She might have shown you already. Anyway, I've got a hand crane to work with polymer clay again. And I'm not sure, I need to find my stash. I'm not sure if it's a bit too past it, but it's fine, because you can mix polymer clay with acrylic paint. And I've been seeing these like polymer clay jewellery, like earrings and stuff, for a couple of years now, and I'm thinking, just have a go at making it, because they look really easy. And some of you might know I also work with resin, and one of the finishes on these jewellery, on the earrings and that, they do like a top coat of resin, which I've got in stash. So what I bought is some translucent Fimo, and then I can mix it with acrylic paint, just a dot, you know, and then it will give like a nice sort of, you know, like a watercolour effect. And then I also bought some the Fimo liquid gel, which, if you don't work with Fimo, it's like liquid Sculpey, which is polymer clay. If you don't know, polymer clay, it's well, if you get the kids one or the soft one, it works quite easy, but the regular one's really hard, and it's quite hard on your fingers, but you have to keep working it to soften it. And then you can either use a cutter or make something, or put it in a mold, and then when you're happy with it, you put it in the oven, 110 degrees centigrade or 230 degrees Fahrenheit. I can't read that, for so many minutes, and then it sets it really, really hard, 30 minutes. When I was working with it a lot, I did consider doing it more in the workshop and buying like a little toaster oven. And I'm kicking myself, because we had one years and years ago, because I don't really want to keep using my oven to do it. But what I do, I put it on a baking sheet, or I've got like a silicone baking mat that I use for resin, but it's just covered in resin and mica powder now, so just put it on a baking sheet. But anyway, I'm talking out loud. So yeah, watch this space. I don't know when I'm going to get around to doing it. Like I say, I want to dig out my I did have a big pack of this stuff. It's probably, I might have even thrown it away. I'll have to have a dig out and see, because it's not cheap. It's like £2.95, so almost €3. And if you want like a full spectrum of colours, you know, it starts adding up. But anyway, I thought I'd just share it because it's an incoming. I bought these from my local craft shop, hobby shop that I went to yesterday. Right, let's do life update, because then I can bring it back into what I would have spoke about. So since I last spoke to you, I have been to Budapest. Had a lovely girls' holiday with my friends. We go away every year. Last year we went to Alicante. If you watch the vlogs, I always vlog it, and I do a little sort of travel vlog, and you know, we have a travel day, and then I give you a tour of our accommodation, and then, you know, wherever we're staying. So we went to Budapest. None of us had been to Budapest before. It was fantastic. I'm not going to lie, it was a bit too hot. It was 36, 37, 38 degrees. It was roasting hot, but it was great. We pushed through. We didn't overdo it. One of the things I bought, which I have shared in the vlog, and I've left it downstairs now stupidly, but you know, you get the idea of it. I've always wanted my own set of like stacking dolls or babushka dolls, or I forget, matrios. I can't remember the name. It's a Russian name that they use in Hungary as well. It's the same. So I treated myself to these little stacking dolls. They're adorable. And I even made like a little animated, you know, I used AI, and then it's, you know, you let the little stacking doll walking together. Now, one of the other reasons that I really wanted it is a while ago I bought myself from Suster & Gren or Suster & Grenner my own blank. They haven't got them in because I've looked, because I thought, oh, now I've got my own. I was lacking inspiration, but now I've got my own. It's like, I could kind of follow along with that. So I'm going to open it. These are my own little blanks. I don't know what it's made out of. So you get 5 in the stack. I'm just going to show you for the smallest one. Yeah, there's the baby. And it almost feels the same kind of quality as the stacking doll I bought in Budapest. So that's got like a little knot in it, but it's fine. You won't see it as long as it doesn't interfere with the closing, which it doesn't. So yeah, now I've got my own. That's a little project that I want to work on, and I bought this months ago. I think it was this year, from Suster & Grenner, and it was €5.46. Yeah. So that's a future plan, and that's inspired by my trip to Budapest. Then the other thing, what I have done is, because it's the summer sales, I've been doing a bit of shopping, online shopping, and yeah, there's cracking bargains to be had in the sales at the moment. And I filmed on my Dawn Stage channel. I did a little shopping haul and try on, because I went shopping online in the Zara sale, and really enjoyed that. I bought some lovely things from that. Then inspired from Daphne's Diary. I don't know what copy, maybe it was June's or May's, I'm not sure. They featured you know, places to go, and in there was a village about a 30-minute drive from where we live that we'd never been to before, and it was supposed to be, you know, the Netherlands' prettiest village or prettiest town. And when I looked where it was on the map, we've driven past it I don't know how many times, and we've just not stopped there. So that we had a day out there, and indeed it was stunning. So it's called Brook in Waterland, and it's up where I live, up the coast southward, and along that stretch of coast you've got Brook in Waterland, Markham, Folan Dam. This, you know, that whole coastal area there is beautiful. So that's, we had went to Brook in Waterland, and then we went to Folan Dam for lunch, which Folan Dam is it's a really cute but very touristy fishing town. The harbour front is very, very touristy, but it was lovely. I've been there many times, but never to Brook in Waterland, and I was inspired because it was in Daphne's Diary. And we filmed there. What else have been up to? Oh, I've revived my reading. I've spoke about this on the vlog a few times. I don't think I mentioned it in the podcast. I really want to try and reduce my screen time. It's getting a bit much. You know, this like doom scrolling, you know, just flick, flick, flick. So I was totally influenced by something. I don't know if it was TikTok, social media, I don't know. Something subconsciously bombarded me. So I bought, I've got 4 of the series now. It's Dream Harbour series by, she's called Laurie Gilmore, I think. And I've read the first, which was the Pumpkin Spice Cafe. And then the next one is the Cinnamon Bun Bookstore, I think. And it's a whole series about this place in America called, I think it's America, I think. Is it? Can't remember. Called Dream Harbour. And you don't have to read them in sequence, but there's the same characters are smattered through it. So I'm on the second book now. I've only just started, but the characters that were in the first book. Now it's like it focuses on them. That seems to be the gist. I'm not gonna lie, a few of my lovely viewers over on Dawn's Days said they were quite spicy. That's that's an understatement. Not all the way through the book. It's not filthy all the way through, but that cafe book, the pumpkin one, towards the end, it's got very hot and steamy. I was quite shocked at that. I'm not a prude. Quite enjoyed it, but I was like, whoop, wasn't expecting that. So if you're not into that, then stay away. But I don't know, it's just got this, you know, cute, easy reading, but it's getting me back into feeling like I want to read again, because I've got loads of books on my stack that I've not read, and I like paper books. What else? Yeah, and I've told you about the wood turning course that I did, and I don't think I've got anything else to share with you really. We've not planned a summer vacation. I'm just not feeling it. I'm not in the mood for planning. I feel like being home, you know. I don't know why I can't. Yeah, it's just, I think Budapest really tired me out. I'm still, even though it was nearly a month ago, I'm still very tired from it. And Lawrence isn't bothered. Been out on our boat a lot, like a lot. You know, making the most of the good weather. I think we're going out, as I'm filming this, I think we're going out again at the weekend. As I'm filming this, we've been doing things. We went to a Dutch vineyard yesterday. That'll be in the next vlog. So we've just been enjoying like days out. William's not going away. I said to him, why didn't you plan a trip with your mates? He said, we just didn't get our act together. And he's fine. He's not bothered. He said if we go anywhere, he might come, but he's already committed to he's got a little job. He's a student, but he's got a job. And Josh was going to Portugal in a few weeks with his girlfriend, with Claudia. So I don't think I've got anything interesting to share with you apart from that. Anyway, I'm going to wrap it up. It's been a long waffle. Maybe it's an hour, I'm not sure. I hope you've made it to the end. If you've made it to the end, maybe you could leave a comment saying end, so I know. And if you want to, if you can help me out with these patterns, that would be fantastic. Point me in the right direction. And if you've got any questions or want to share anything, I read every single comment and I try and reply to everyone as soon as I can. Sometimes if you're watching this like a year in the future, I might miss your comment, but it's not, you know, I'm not being rude. I just might miss it. And yep, I'll be back again in August with another update, and hopefully some of the things I've been sharing with you will be finished and I would have worked on new things. I am going to work on the tweed beret. Now, if you remember, these are what I bought when I went on my trip, when I went to the Stephen and Penelope shop. I went into another shop and bought the yarn for like a colourwork tweed beret. So I think I'm going to cast that on. I printed the pattern off because it's got a chart on it. So maybe I can show you, maybe I've started it, I don't know, we'll see. And I'm trying to think. Oh yeah, the other thing, sorry, one last thing I'm going to do. I've got this manky old glass vase that I've had for ages and I just can't get it clean. It's got like calcium in it. I think I left it stood outside anyway. And I've seen on YouTube, I keep getting this craft lady. She does fantastic YouTube videos. I think she's in America, and one of them she did, I don't remember her name, I'm sorry, I don't even think I'm subscribed, you know, it just randomly pops up and then I go oh and watch and forget to subscribe. But I bought these napkins from the garden centre about a month or two ago. Obviously I have a lot because, you know, I do decoupage as well. But I really like this, so I'm thinking I'm going to paint this glass vase I've got in white acrylic and then decoupage it with this. So I'll let you know how that goes. I've literally just washed the vase before I came on for a chat. Oh, and the other thing, one last thing, and then I'm going. You probably know because Jeanette's obsessed with them as well. I've become obsessed with these ugly little critters, Labubu's. Mine are fake. You cannot get the real ones for love nor money. They're like hen's teeth. This is something about a macaron, and this is big energy, I think. I don't know. They're made by a company called Pop Mart. As I said, mine are fake. I'm obsessed. Love them. and Jeanette's trying to get real ones for us. Do you know what they are? Don't fall down the rabbit hole. It's terrible. You'll drive yourself mad. Right, I'll see you in the next episode. Thanks for tuning in again. Oh, if you didn't, could you please subscribe? That would be great. See you soon. Bye.